Hello there! Welcome to Cineplot Recap. Today we are going to go through the classic Japanese movie, Late Spring. A static shot of a railway sign, Kamakura. A temple bell tolls softly in the background, marking the opening moments. A few quiet establishing shots follow, empty railway tracks, trees, and wooden architecture bathed in natural light. These tranquil images set the tone, unhurried, observational, and steeped in quiet reflection. Life, it seems, is moving gently forward. We enter a serene tea ceremony, attended by several women dressed in traditional kimono. Among them is Nariko Somiya, in her late 20s, smiling politely. Seated beside her is her well-meaning but meddling Aunt Masa. After some ceremonial bowing and sipping, the women talk quietly. Masa casually mentions that Nariko's father, Professor Somiya, still wears old hole-ridden socks. The remark is light-hearted, but it plants an early seed. Nariko's life is oriented around looking after her aging father. At the Somiya home in Kamakura, Nariko moves gracefully through familiar domestic routines, tending to her father. During a visit from Professor Onodera, a family friend who recently remarried, Nariko serves warm sake and sits attentively nearby. Her unspoken warmth and care form the foundation of their household. The bond between Nariko and her father is not explicitly stated, but it is clear in every glance, every motion. Nariko and Somiya share quiet evenings together. They sit close on the tatami floor, reading or simply existing side by side. Their companionship feels complete. When asked by others why she hasn't married, Nariko shrugs it off, insisting she is happy as she is. But her aunt, Masa, thinks otherwise. Masa begins encouraging Nariko to consider marriage and introduces the idea of a suitor named Satake, an unseen man who, we're told, looks like Gary Cooper and works at a trading company. Nariko chuckles at the description but does not show interest. She's reluctant, not because she fears marriage, but because she fears the change it would bring to her peaceful, shared life with her father. Nariko visits her friend Aya, a modern-minded divorcee who works as a stenographer. Aya enjoys her freedom and expresses no regrets about her divorce. The contrast between the two women is gently drawn. Aya has embraced independence in a shifting post-war Japan. Nariko, while friendly and open, is anchored in more traditional values, and seems comfortable there. One day, Nariko and her father travel together to Tokyo. They walk through the streets, eventually attending a no-theater performance. Inside the dimly lit auditorium, Nariko gazes at her father with calm affection. Their silence is companionable. Afterward, they visit the Onodera household again, and the conversation again drifts toward remarriage, this time lightly referencing Somiya himself. Nariko recoils slightly at the idea. Back in Kamakura, Masa steps up the pressure. She insists Nariko is reaching the age where marriage must be decided upon. At this point, Masa drops a quiet bombshell. Professor Somiya may be considering remarriage to a refined widow named Mrs. Miwa. Nariko is startled, her composure subtly breaking. Though she says little, the idea begins to gnaw at her. That night, in a dimly lit room, Nariko and her father sit side by side. Their silhouettes glow faintly in the soft lamplight. In one of the most emotionally delicate scenes of the film, Nariko tearfully pleads with her father not to remarry. She offers to stay and take care of him. Her voice wavers but remains restrained. Somiya listens, gently but firmly telling her that he is indeed considering marriage. It's a lie, a selfless one. He does it so Nariko will feel free to live her own life. With deep sadness and growing resignation, Nariko agrees to the arranged marriage with Satake. The man himself is never shown. His very absence reinforces how little this match has to do with love and how much with social pressure and familial duty. Nariko tries on her wedding kimono. Her face is motionless. Aunt Masa and the tailor praise how beautiful she looks, but Nariko barely responds. To share one last memory together, Somiya invites Nariko on a brief trip to Kyoto. They visit Buddhist temples and moss-covered gardens, surrounded by centuries-old architecture and nature. These final scenes together carry an air of impending loss. At an inn, Nariko and Somiya stay the night. He meets an old professor friend and shares sake, laughing and remembering the past. Later that night, Noriko lies awake in silence, staring at the ceiling. Her eyes are open, full of unresolved grief. There is no music, no words, just stillness. She knows what must happen. We never see the wedding. The narrative quietly skips over it. Instead, we see Professor Somiya returning home alone. His house is now quiet, hollow, and walks to the sitting room. He picks up an apple, begins to peel it with a small knife. As the skin comes off in a single continuous spiral, his face begins to sag with weariness. He pauses, looks ahead with a vacant expression. His hand, once steady, trembles slightly. The apple peel hangs limp. He is completely alone now. The final image lingers, a man at the end of a season, of spring, of parenthood, of shared days. The screen fades to black. The 1949 movie Late Spring is a masterwork of subtle storytelling, exploring the tender complexities of family, love, and societal expectation. Yasujiro Ozuyu's minimalist yet deeply expressive direction reveals how the most profound emotions often unfold in the smallest moments, the quiet meals, shared glances, and gentle silences. The film reminds us that love sometimes means letting go, and that growth often requires embracing change, even when it hurts. Thanks for tuning in to Cine Plot Recap. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss future recaps. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with your take on the film or any suggestions for what's next. Until then, see you on the next video.